Chapter 8: Distribution Channel Management. In this chapter, we will discuss about the managing distribution channels, historical perspective, net ADR yield, non-electronic distribution channel, on-property transient sales, property direct telephone sales, on-property group sales, convention and visitor bureau, electronic distribution channels, CRS, GDS, IDS, and principles of distribution channel management. In this chapter, we will explain on how distribution channels affect revenue optimization, the details about the way lodging industry RM manage non-electronic distribution channels, and the details about the way lodging industry RM manage electronic distribution channels. Managing distribution channels. Market segmentation is the process of dividing your market into distinct subsets or segments, which will respond positively to the value proposition presented via your differential pricing strategies. This process leads to consumers targeting and the selections of distribution channels that best deliver your price or value propositions to your target market. Ginagamit natin ang market segmentation para malaman ang needs, wants, and yung range of their capabilities when it comes to monetary, to get the right price for each group categories of guests. Maraming benefits ang pagkakaroon ng market segmentation, like to create stronger marketing messages, identify the most effective marketing tactics, design hyper-targeted ads, attract and convert quality leads, differentiate your brand from competitors, build deeper customers' affinity, identify niche market opportunities, and stay focused. Distribution channel management. It is the process by which RMs target customers by promoting room sales among their various selling alternatives, and as a result, optimize revenues. In Chapter 1, you read that distribution channels is a source of business customers or a vehicle used to communicate with the source of customer. Ang distribution channel management ay tumutukoy sa paraan kung paano mo maibebenta ang mga rooms. It's either direct channel na kung saan you are selling the rooms directly from hotel to customers. We also have indirect channel. Pagdating sa hotel, ang pwedeng maging example ng indirect channel ay having a contract to a travel agencies to sell their rooms, from hotel to travel agencies to customers. Pwede rin maging example na indirect channel ang pagbubook ng rooms through website. Now we will proceed to historical perspective. Two-time Pulitzer Prize winner and Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient David G. McCullough was right when he stated, "History is a guide to navigation of religious times. History is who we are and why we are the way we are." RMs seeking to truly understand why we are where we are today in distribution management should recognize that in the very earliest days of hotel industry, channel distribution management was a non-issue. With no dependable mail service, no telephone, and even no guarantee of the date on which they would safely arrive. Pre-18th century travelers would at the time of their arrival utilize the hotel's reception area as the sole means of securing a hotel room. Rates would be communicated in person and full payment collected directly from the room's buyer. As ARMs, we need to know the past in order to understand the presence of the hotel industry. Sinasabi dito na in terms of channel distribution, there is no issue, pero yung pagmamanage nila sa hotel are not spontaneous like what we have today. Walang mail service and telephone sa panahong ito, kaya hindi mo alam kung kailan darating ang mga guests mo kasi wala pa noong booking ng mga rooms. They do transaction personally. Sa ngayon, we can depend on technologies to make our work more easily, but in this age, there is no technologies that they can rely on, so it is work-intensive and consume more time. In the United States, the advent of a governmentally operated mail service was an important milestone in the hospitality industry because for the first time, guests could use this new distribution channel to communicate directly with hotels. Equally importantly, It allowed hotel intermediaries such as travel agents and travel wholesalers the ability to contact hotels in advance and book rooms on behalf of their clients. In this time, governmentally operated mail service was created, o ito yung tinatawag natin mga post office. Alam naman natin na ang function nito ay mag-deliver ng sulat from one person to another na nasa ibang lugar. They use this mail service to contact a hotel for booking. Nakakatulong ito sa isang hotel kasi they will be informed that they have a guest that expected to be arrived on this specific date, so they can prepare their rooms in advance. But this type of channel distribution must prepared in advance para ma-receive ang sulat sa tamang oras. Kasi alam naman natin na matagal dumating ang isang letter, unlike electronic mail na it will arrive on less than a minute. Pag sinabi naman nating travel wholesaler, it is a large volume of travel industry intermediary who sells to other like small volume travel intermediaries. Prior to the 1970s, the primary distribution channels used by hotels were telegraph, the mail system, and the telephone. Rooms were booked by travel wholesalers, individual travelers, or the travel agents. In this time, utay-utay na nag-i-improve ang hotel industry when it comes to channel distribution. Now, they use different distribution channels like telegraph, the mail system, and telephone. But still, in communicating a hotel's room availability and recording sales through the available channels was slow and labor-intensive. When the development of commercial airline service in the 1940s and 1950s, it was not surprising that U.S. airlines companies developed the same traditional relationship with travel wholesalers and travel agencies as the ones used by hotels. Pagdating naman sa technology, mas mabilis maka-adapt ang airlines than hotel industry. In fact, in the end of 1970s, the major airlines provided the first electronic method for verifying seat availability in making reservation. It was called the Global Distribution System, or the JDS. The larger airlines recognized that the electronic booking of tickets was more efficient and cost-effective than attempting to do so by the existing distribution channels of telephone, telegraph, or mail. Global Distribution System, or JDS, was a group of companies that electronically connect travel-related businesses such as airlines and hotels with those individuals and companies seeking to buy from them. In its early development, each airline created its own JDS program. Sabre was the name given by American Airlines to its electronic booking system. Amadeus was the name selected by the joint GDS effort created by Air France, Lufthansa, Iberia, and SAS Airlines. Apollo was the name chosen by United Airlines, that later merged with the GDS systems devised by British Airways, Alitalia, Swiss Airs, and others, and it was renamed Galileo. Other airlines such as Eastern, TWA, and Delta also created and named their own electronic reservation systems. Each of these systems was initiated by competitors in the airline business. They were developed independently of each other and were not originally designed to be interfaced. The inevitable result was inefficiency and a significant amount of travel agent confusion as they were required to maintain multiple JDS terminals to monitor availability and rate information. The original JDS switch created by hotel companies was called DISCO. It was short for the Hotel Industry Switch Company. Today, Pegasus Solutions is the company that owns and maintains the original lodging industry's JDS switch. Pegasus Solutions provides and serves the worldwide hotel and travel industry with a medley of technological services. At the time of this writing, it connects the three remaining GDS companies that we mentioned earlier, which is Sabre, Amadeus, and Galileo to over 86,000 of hotels and 63,000 travel agents. Now, if you are RM in the United States or any one of the 200 countries that they service, then your hotel is likely using Pegasus solutions. In the late of 1990s, hotels increasingly explored the options of using the internet to sell rooms. Those hotels utilizing this new internet-based distribution channel paid the internet site's owners an internet booking fee for making reservations, as well as additional fees simply for the right to have their hotels listed on the website. Increasingly, travel agents with access to both the internet and the JDS preferred using the internet. As a result, the number of different booking options available on the internet are virtually exploded. But it doesn't mean that JDS was shut down, because in many cases, some of these internet booking engines and sites were developed by the JDS companies themselves. As a result, the internet did not spell the end of the JDS, but rather it added another distribution channel for hoteliers to manage, and of course, additional booking fee to pay. Today, internet-based reservation systems are extremely popular with travel professionals and the general public. Collectively, these sites and systems are often referred to as the Internet Distribution Systems or IDS. Internet distribution systems are the group of online reservation systems and travel portals that utilize the internet to connect travel-related businesses such as hotels with those individuals and companies seeking to buy from them. Net average daily rate yield or net ADR yield. Good distribution channels produce room sales for a hotel. The best channels deliver those rooms with high net ADR yields. Traditional travel intermediaries, the JDS, the IDS, and fees that franchisors of franchisee-owned chain hotels pay for the use of the brand's CRS or the central reservation systems all affect net ADR yield. As you learned in the chapter 4, net ADR yield is a percentage of a normal or standard room rate that is actually realized by a hotel after subtracting from the selling price the cost of fees and assessment associated with the specific distribution channels responsible for a room sales. Nababago ang sale price ng isang rooms depende sa specific distribution channel na responsible for the room sales. It means that the net revenue of a rooms using different channel distributions are not the same. The formula on getting the net ADR yield was net room rate divided by the standard ADR equals the net ADR yield. And for getting the net room rate, we need to subtract the standard ADR to the distribution channel cost. It is an oversimplification to assume that high net ADR yields are always more desirable than lower net ADR yields. This is because a very low standard or overall ADR with a high net ADR yield can be as undesirable as a higher ADR with a lower net ADR yield. It is for this reason that RMs must recall the importance of GOPR, or the gross operating profit per available room. In Chapter 1, we learned the formula for GOPR, which is the total revenue minus management controllable expense divided by the total rooms available for sale. Figure 8.1. The effect of alternative net ADR yields on after-selling cost revenues. On this figure, we will compare the net ADR yields and its effect to two different distribution channels. The standard ADR of distribution channel A and B has $199.99. For the selling cost of distribution channel A, it has $10, while distribution channel B has $40. The net ADR of distribution channel A has $189.99, while distribution channel B has $159.99. The net ADR yield for distribution channel A is 95%, while distribution channel B is 80%. The net ADR difference is $30. After selling cost, total net revenue with 100 rooms sold, distribution channel A has $18,999, while distribution channel B has $15,999. After selling costs, the net revenue difference percent with 100 rooms sold, distribution channel A has 18.75%.